Hey everyone, this is Senior Stationery again, and today's review is gonna be on the Baron Fig Archer Graphite Pencil. Thank you, Mr. Legoman. So let's take a quick look. Baron Fig is a newcomer on the stationery scene. There's this whole trend for those enthusiasts, or pencil aficionados will know. We're always looking for new brands or new interesting items, and Baron Fig launched this pencil, which is an interesting take on the classical yellow pencil. They took in inspiration the Dixon Ticonderoga, which I have here. As you can notice, the same color cues and style is fairly similar, except that they just didn't want to bother with an eraser, because most people don't like using the pencil erasers. But the Dixon Ticonderoga actually does have a decent eraser and does erase good. So, but in case of Baron Fig, they just didn't want to bother with that. So they made it they just left the green color, but they didn't even paint it or add an eraser. But it's okay. It's an interesting and modern take to it, because probably people are more used to having separately their eraser, and they don't quite often rely on the eraser from the pencil. So now let's take a quick look. This is a very bright yellow, as you can notice. When I sharpened this one, this wasn't sharpened. The wood doesn't look so well. It looks kind of messy. It didn't, even though I used an German sharpener, you can notice that it still wasn't a very clean cut, but well, I was managed to get a point out of it. Then if we take a look here at the end, it's fully painted all the way here to the top, very same green tone as resembling the ferrule from the Dixon Ticonderoga. Now if we take a look here, then it says HB. I don't know if you can notice, it says HB, a number 2 in a hexagon figure, hexagon form, as in giving you the idea that this is an hexagonal pencil, and that's the same as the Ticonderoga. Ticonderoga also has the HB2 in a hexagon. And then it says the name of the pencil model, Archer Graphite Pencil. As you can notice, Archer Graphite Pencil. Then we have a more narrower font, like in probably an Arial Baron Fig, and in a much more smaller font says New York City. So this pencil is actually made in New York City. So this is interesting to see a pencil that is actually made in USA, and even more rare, made in New York City. For those who are familiar with the pencil history, the last pencil factory available in US was in Tennessee, USA. That's the last facility where the Empire barrel pencil manufacturers were producing, and then they eventually stopped producing there. So that was the last factory back then. So it's an interesting or nice to see that there is a new manufacturer coming back in USA. So let's give a quick test to this pencil. Oh, okay, before the test, I wanted to compare this HB with other popular HBs. So I had these cards that I made with popular brands and pencil models to compare their graphite and the level of erasing. So let's first go to the card with the Baron Fig, which is this one. As you can see, this is the Baron Fig Archer Graphite Pencil. It has a decent medium gray tone, not too dark and not too light, but it's fairly decent. As you can see, it was kind of hard to erase. If we see by this angle of the card, you can see that there is still some shadow when I erase with the Castell dust free for this test. Then we have a Mitsubishi 9800, which is a more nicer and rare pencil. This is an HB. It's same tone of graphite as the Baron Fig, so that's a good thing if we compare a Japanese brand, which are usually very premium and very well made. It does have a resembling tone of grade of HB tone, and Same as the Baron Fig, the Mitsubishi also had some vague shadow, so it wasn't fully clean, but it's fairly okay. Then we have the Mapped Black Peps. This one is also same tone of grayness in graphite as the other ones, and it was also as well very hard to erase and left some shadow. Then we have the Dixon Ticonderoga, the most common one. This one has a more lighter gray tone to it, the graphite, and it also left some shadow, so it's not that good for erasing, but I guess it works for just general writing or for school purposes. Over here we have a Derwent sketching watercolor. I didn't have the graphic type, so I had to grab this one, the watercolor one. So it's an HB. It's a very darker HB because again it has to be very pigmented for watercolor purposes. So yes, as you can assume, this was very messy and it left a notorious shadow. From this angle you can notice, from the light angle, this was very darker, some dark shade. Then we have the Lyra Art Design. This one's probably one of the most grayest graphites that I've seen. The fact that this is gray helped it to be more easier to erase. Then we have the Staedtler Mars Lumograph HB. This erase lesser well than the Lyra, but this is more darker, the HB, than the Lyra. Then we have the Castell 9000. The Castell 9000 is slightly less darker than the Staedtler, but more than the Lyra, and also left some shadow, so they don't erase that perfectly. Then we have the big number 2. This is a woodless one, the popular woodless pencil. This did left some shadow, and it's a medium gray graphite. Then we have the Tombow Mono RHB, which is a very dark HB and erased perfectly well, which tells about the great premium quality from the Tombow Mono R pencil. Then we have the Staedtler Norica, which is a cheap pencil from Staedtler. This is more darker than the Lumograph, but it was more messier to erase. And last we have the Viking Element, the Danish pencil, which has a very decent and more darker tending graphite, but it was also more messy to erase. So this one works better probably for just general writing or some sketching, but not for that much artwork, considering that it will leave some shadow every time that you erase. So probably it will be better maybe for general writing and maybe once in a while some sketching. So now let's go back again to our Baron Fig. As you can see, this pencil actually worked well compared to a Mitsubishi one, which is pretty good. So this is the Baron Fig Archer Graphite pencil. This is an HB. Feels not so smooth, yet not too scratchy. So it's a decent okay. If I make a quick sketch of my cube, works pretty good. Looks like a really nice take on a vintage icon, the Dixon Ticonderoga again, which was what they meant it for. Looks really nice, feels smooth. It's an interesting take on a classic and will probably look very good on many desks. Again, it has a very nice tone of graphite. So will I recommend it? Yes, maybe to be like an original and interesting pencil if you don't want to have a Ticonderoga compared to many others. And the fact that this is made in USA is an interesting fact and a reason that probably many people will probably want to buy it, and it's probably a must for any collector enthusiast for pencils. So yes, I would recommend it, and I hope they do keep doing well and selling more, because it's actually a very nice, decent pencil. So one last thing, I just want to make a quick test for erasing. Let's see. As you can see, there is still some shadow, so just be